Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Litany of Catholic Martyrs for August 7th. Please remember to pray for the families of those who were martyred on Easter Sunday in Sri Lanka. I normally have a little prelude or a little tirade or whatever before these. I'm just going to mention that this morning, and continued as well, that I offer these. I read this from this particular document. I read about these martyrs from this particular document so that we can remember the martyrs. So you can look them up, so you can go to some sites and that mention them and read their stories and read their history, read the history of the church, and read how the martyrs have always been helpful for the church. There's never been a time when martyrs have not aided in the church, whether it be a red or a white martyr, and those who have offered the ultimate sacrifice. Their blood has helped the church grow. And I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to understand that, has a chance to hear about it. So I do this little page each and every day so that people remember that the blood of the martyrs are the seeds of the church, and that through the martyrs, even modern day martyrs, which I mentioned, those on this Easter Sunday in 2019, how over 250 people in church, good Catholics in church, for Easter Sunday were slaughtered for the faith. So even now, and now the church grows. If you take a look at there's an article on Church Militant about Sri Lanka and how people are now listening to the cardinal there, and it's an interesting read. So you should go do that. But all that being said, these are the friends. These are the friends. These are the well, they actually are our friends. These are the men, women, and children who offered the eternal and total sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice for each and every one of us. At Naples in Campania, St. Cajetan of TNA, confessor, founder of the Theatines, who, through singular confidence in God, made his disciples practice the primitive mode of life of the apostles. Being renowned for miracles, he was ranked among the saints by Pope Clement X. At Arezzo in Tuscany, the birthday of St. Donatus, bishop and martyr, who among other miraculous deeds, made whole again by his prayers, as related by the blessed Pope Gregory, a sacred chalice which had been broken by pagans. Being apprehended by the imperial officer Quadratian in the persecution of Julian the Apostate, and refusing to sacrifice to idols, he was struck with the sword and thus consummated his martyrdom. With him suffered also the blessed monk Hilarinus, whose feast is celebrated on the 16th of July, when his body was taken to Ostia. At Rome, the holy martyrs Peter and Julian, along with 18 others. At Milan, St. Faustus, a soldier, who obtained the palm of martyrdom after many combats in the time of Aurelius Commodus. At Como is what, Spanish? The passion of the holy martyrs Carpophorus, Exanthus, Cassius, Severinus, Secundus, and Licinius, who were beheaded for the confession of Christ. Excuse me. At Nisibis in Mesopotamia, St. Domitius, a Persian monk who was stoned to death, with two of his disciples under Julian the Apostate. At Rouen, the holy bishop Victricius, whilst he was yet a soldier under Julian. He threw away his military belt for Christ, and after being subjected by the tribune to many torments, he was condemned to capital punishment. But the executioner, this is actually very interesting here, but the executioner who had been sent to put him to death, being struck blind, and the confessor's chains being loosened, St. Vitricius made his escape. Afterwards, he was made a bishop. By preaching the word of God, he brought to the faith of Christ the barbarous people of Belgique, Gaul, France, and finally died a confessor in peace. What a good story. At Chalons in France, St. Donatian, bishop. At Messina in Sicily, St. Albert, confessor of the Order of Carmelites, renowned for his many miracles. These are the men, women, and children who offered their life as a holy and living sacrifice. Please remember them today in your prayers. I'm sure they're remembering us. God bless all of you for being here this morning.